As I read the stories of these opening chapters of Genesis, as we prepare to read the second portion of the book of Genesis, Noah, this week, I'm a little bit taken aback about what the impact of these stories are in light of the greater elements of Jewish tradition. In other words, we're taught that we are the people of the book, that we are first and foremost a people that is whose traditions are determined by interpretations of the text of the Torah itself and the evolution of Jewish law, that we observe the commandments and that the observance of the commandments and the understanding of that observance is based on constant study and interpretation of the text. It is a hallmark of Jewish tradition to study Talmud every day, to be part of the Daf Yomi, the daily page of the Talmud tradition. And there are many adult education classes that we attend, not just because they are intellectually stimulating, but it's part of our tradition. And yet we have the first two portions of Genesis, which really are antithetical to that tradition. That we have these mythology stories, stories of the Garden of Eden and the talking snake seducing Eve to eat of the fruit, and then Adam as well. And the whole story of the Garden of Eden and the genealogies from Adam to Noah, and then the story of the flood and building the ark and having all the animals come in two by two, and the story of the Tower of Babel. So yes, there are lessons that we learn from these stories, but it's interesting that they are part of our tradition, and perhaps they feed into just the child within us, or that folk element that is within us that is important to have in our tradition too. We can't just be a people of the book. We have to be a people of a story. We have a people that have a unique take on the ancient myth and the history of the world. So as we read these stories, let's not just cast them aside as just stories, but let's understand that we too, like all peoples in the world, have a way to understand how the world came into existence and what we are supposed to do to react to the wonder of God's creation. Shabbat Shalom.